Okay, so before I get on Tekken, I need to record this shit. Yet again, Super fails the fuck out of us. God, it's such a this episode was horrible in my opinion, and it's such a shame because you know how much I hate Super. You know how much at least you know everything that I've said about Super, all the arcs, every single episode. I said it in streams, I said it in episode reviews. And you guys know that recently I've been somewhat enjoying some of the episodes. I said the last episode before this, so 104, was the best episode, not only in the arc, in the whole damn series. In the whole damn series. People are bringing up episode 39 like a Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Nah, that shit's whack. Fuck that. But that shit was like I had some problems with that shit, but it was still a solid, good episode. And we go back to this shit where yet again we have uninteresting enemies, we have stupid action going on, and then we have overdramatic emotional shit that would you try putting those moments in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z and you just see how far it would fall flat. It's so bad. And I hate to say that because I like Master Roshi. You know, I've always hated fucking Dragon Ball Part 1 pattern. Like, oh my god. And, you know, people are free to have their opinion, right? People can say Dragon Ball is better than Z or whatever, right? And obviously I'm talking, like, from an... Like, when I say that, yes, I know Dragon Ball is one series, it's one manga. I'm just saying, like, from an anime standpoint, right? So... when people say, like, oh, now it's all about, like, oh, whose laser is bigger in Saiyans and all that, like, you know, I do my best to shut that shit down as fast as I can and as decisively as I can, right? So it pains me that to when we get an episode that does focus on Master Roshi, that it just ends up being a shit episode. And once again, King Ryu, and again, like, I understand production schedules. I understand Toei has fucking 10 different shows or some shit like going on right now. And I understand the anime industry in itself, to make an episode in itself is like very like people don't get paid well and the schedules are tight and whatever. Fine, I get all that. But at the end of the day, every episode that I've seen this guy write, right, for the most part, at least probably since Revival of F, probably since that arc, it's just been so... I can't even find the right word to describe it. Like, disappointing, like, unspectacular. And what pains me even more is that people were actually moved by the Roshi moment and the fake death in this episode. Like, I sincerely, I genuinely say this with no agenda, right? I'm not saying this to, like, demean people. I'm not saying this to, like, throw shade on anyone. But if you are moved by that, you seriously have some... I was going to say low stage, but instead I'm going to say, like, you are too easily impressed by Dragon Ball Super. I don't know if it's, like, me or if it's my hate for Super, which I'm sure, like, probably plays a part into that. Which even if I did like Super, I feel like if I saw that moment, I would still, that whole, like, quote unquote death scene, I would still, like, I would still say, yeah, like that's fucking bullshit. Like, fuck that. What the fuck? Like, oh my god, like, dude, Goku and Krillin are tearing up because he used the fucking Mafuba. Are you kidding me? Like, this dude didn't even do that when Gohan and Goten died against Buu, when like the Earth blew up, right? He didn't do that when Frieza blew up the Earth, like, at the end of Revival of F. And now all of a sudden, Master Roshi is gonna fucking, like, get the fuck out of here. Like, the whole thing, like, people say, like, I'm very nitpicky and I'm about the details. And I can agree with that somewhat, but the truth of the matter is, like, when you see blatant shit like that, you have to call it out. I'm sorry, like, that's the thing. I don't believe Goku, like, I know Akira Toriyama, like, even though I personally don't know for sure, like, what he did or didn't, right, or how much involvement, concretely how much involvement he has in Super, right? Even though I don't know those things, I still do know that he would never write a scene where Goku would cry like that. That's not even why I'm mad. Fine, okay, fine. You can have him cry as an adult. Like, I think something's wrong with you if you won't go like, oh, I need to see Goku cry as an adult. Oh, I need to make him relatable and more human. Oh my God, he hasn't cried, so I don't like him. Like, you're fucking stupid. Don't talk to me. Get the fuck off this channel, right? You can comment or whatever to leave. Get the fuck out of here, right? I don't want to talk to you, right? I'm mad because like the whole episode in and of itself was so disgusting. It was so bad. So here's the thing, right? Let's take it from the top, right? First, he has like Roshi has this fight with Koei, or however to pronounce you pronounce it, right? So anyway, it's kind of like a, you know, it's playing on like Roshi's perverse like infatuation with like girls, and like how he gets like basically like an erection like every fucking 8,000 times. I don't fucking know. Okay. Anyway, so this Koei, or Koei, however you say, is trying to like seduce him, and the funniest shit. I swear to God, this was so funny, right, dude? They had like this like 2-second ass shot like on Koei, right? That was the most laughable thing. Like it's literally like her like it's like those girls that go to the gym and don't work on their ass, right? And like they have no ass, right? And I'm not trying to like sexify or like basically I'm not trying to be that, right? But it's just like you see that and you just like, what the fuck is like Toei doing? Like literally she just bends over like this. You see no curve or nothing. It's just like a flat board, right? Anyway, but that's not the point, right? The point is like this was terrible. Ooh, I catch myself at the last moment. Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! That is such a pathetic attempt to recreate Ranfan versus Nam. It was so horrible. And then she goes like, he'll make me undesirable as a wife. Like he's gonna like fucking rape her. Like Dragon Ball Super 9 o'clock show in fucking like I don't know, like what is it, like Saturday or Sunday? And this motherfucker's gonna like rape you. Like in front of children, like get the fuck out of here! Like that whole fight was just like nauseating to watch, right? And again, like it's just like Kawai's just like a fucking like throwaway character. Like she's useless. She's like what's the point? She's there for like 5 minutes and gets like fucking knocked out. She's just basically filler for the episode, and I don't mean like canon non-canon filler. I mean like filler. And actually, you know what? I probably think she's not going to be in the fucking manga, honestly. You know how I see it happening in the manga? We're not gonna have all these fights. We're not gonna have Kawi. I assume we'll have Ganos because he seems like, you know, like somewhat semi-important. Like he was doing like that spying, and now that seems to be meaningless now because he gets fucking knocked out in this fucking episode. Like he was spying on Universe 7. Remember that shit? And now he's not here. Anyway, let's not. But yeah, so like I was saying, like the manga, I feel like is not gonna have the manga is just gonna have like generic soldiers. They'll be there for like 2 shots and like fucking go away, right? Toei, I don't know what the fuck they're thinking, like giving like these motherfuckers names and like video game attack names, and it's just like this isn't fucking One Piece, bro. This isn't Naruto. This isn't Fairy Tail. This isn't a modern shonen, dude. Dragon Ball is not a modern shonen. It was a shonen back in the 90s. It doesn't do this shit, right? It doesn't. It's not like Boku no Hero and other modern shonen where it's about like togetherness and a huge cast of characters. It's not about that shit. Stop trying to make it like that. Just get rid of the fodder. This is how the tournament should have happened. Get rid of the fucking fodder, right? Or at least have the fodder on Universe 7 like fight the fodder from the other universes, and whoever wins wins. Whoever loses loses, right? Make the powers appropriate to scale them appropriately, right? To how strong the characters from Universe 7 are now, right? And I'm just saying Goku Vegeta, I'm not even saying someone like Krillin or Tien, like whoever, right? Don't try to like bombard us with like these stupid ass like abilities like illusions and towels. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, we fought Frieza. And I've said this so many times, but I'm gonna say it again. We fought Nappa, right? We fought fucking Mercenary Tao. We fought, or let's start with Dragon Ball, right? Every time, right? The scale of power has increasingly exponentially gotten bigger, right? And yeah, you've had some characters with like some tricky powers. You've had Golda with the time skip, right? You've had Yakan like suck up energy or whatever, right? You've had those things. But fucking talismans? Fucking talismans? Talismans? Illusions? The fuck is this? ice fire attacks, like Hisopp, like back in like the early universe survival, where the fuck I think like Goku and Vegeta used the final Kamehameha on him or something. Which again, I can guarantee you that's not going to be in the manga either, right? I know that shit's not going to be in the manga, right? Don't ask me how I know it. And obviously, it's just a gut feeling. But to me, there are certain things you can tell. Like if you have a and I'm not trying to like suck my own dick here by saying this, but if you like read enough Toriyama material manga, right? Or if in my okay, I'm just gonna say it like how it is. If you have a pretty thorough understanding of the Dragon Ball manga, you can look at an episode in Dragon Ball Super, look at a particular scene or a particular situation, and be like, Toriyama did not create that. I feel like you can do that. I feel like I'm not going to say names, but I can bet you. I'm willing to. I will bet you $100 like that shit is not going to happen in the manga. That's how confident I am. Anyway, that's not the point. Anyway, so yeah, the whole Kawe thing is ridiculous. Then, like I said, the Dark Roy shit, that's stupid. That was dumb. And that was done for a number of reasons. First of all, Roshi broke the rules by using Mafuba Jar, right? They say this in the episode. Let me say, I'm using Crunchyroll's subtitles, and I'm also using Kanzenshu's summary, right? The one that Erms posted in the forums. So he breaks the rules by using the Mafuba Jar, but Zeno lets it go because it's interesting, because it makes the fight interesting. So right there, one of the conventions like of the tournament, one of the rules, there's no point to it. There's no point. So now we just see like there's numerous missed opportunities, right? There's no consequence to what happens because now people are fucking breaking the rules, and yeah, that's it. That's basically it. He breaks the rules and nothing happens. So that's the second part, right? Kawa's ass shot, Roshi using Mafuba. Third, Roshi says this thing about like how his friends have trouble with tricky attacks, but that's just the stupidest thing though. Like I don't know what compelled King Ryu to write that line of dialogue. Goku has been dodging, like, I'm using Goku as an example because when he said that line, they focused on Goku like fighting some guy with like some gel or some fucking like liquidy gooey like body type, right? Goku's been dodging feints and what's the word, like after images, like he's been dealing with that attack for eons. And when I say eons, I don't mean that literally. Obviously, he's only like 46 at the end of the manga. At the start of Dragon Ball, he's like 12, and not 46 in terms of like his body age. Like he's kept his body. He has a body 46 years. Biologically speaking, I think he's 39, 38 years old or some shit like that. Anyway, right? He's been dealing with that kind of shit for years, right? Tricky attacks like Tien's 4-clone thing, he took care of with ease, right? It's not like Roshi could do any better against like Goldo's time stop than Gohan and Krillin and Namek, right? These motherfuckers don't have trouble. They don't have trouble with tricky attacks like that. Maybe at first they do, but then they've always found a way to be able to deal with it later. And that too with relative ease and quickness. So that line really annoyed me because the whole thing about Roshi is that, oh my god, he has tricky attacks. He has this, I forget the name. I actually forgot that he used it against Goku in their match during the 21st World Tournament. So here I am forgetting shit. But I like the whole lightning, I can't even say the word right. The lightning attack. I can say Makanko Sapa, but I can't even say that lightning attack. The lightning attack, which to me the lightning attack isn't even really like tricky. It's no different to me than the Kamehameha. It's just like the lightning. It just takes the properties of lightning, basically. There's that. There's the lullaby. This whole thing that Roshi's like this tricky fighter, I think that's just bullshit. The dude literally like gets like muscular and he like fire a Kamehameha like in your ass. Like, so shut the fuck up with all that, Toei. You're not fooling anyone with that. Anyway, so like the fact that like because their personalities are too straightforward and they have trouble with tricky attacks, and so like he's perfect for Darkroid because he has tricky attacks. Like, that was like the stupidest line of dialogue, like one of them that I've ever heard. Like not just in a Dragon Ball episode, in any episode of anything ever. That's so stupid. Just think about that for a second. The dude's personality is too straightforward. So because of that, he can't deal with you because you have tricky attacks. Try telling that to Gintoki when he fights Jiraiya during the fucking Red Spider arc in Gintama. Try telling that to Yusuke, right? who has a relatively straightforward personality when he fights what's his name? What the fuck is his name? Yeah, Baiken. I think that's his name. No, Bakken or something. I don't remember. It was like Bakken, right? During the Dark Tournament, the guy that sweat a lot, who was using like that to hide himself, which I guess that counts as a tricky attack. Try saying that to that. Like, that is the like, King Ryu's just, I don't know what goes through this man's head. And anyway. So that was another thing, right? So he seals Darkrai, uses Mafuba, whatever. Then the Ganos fight happens, right? So here's the thing: Ganos randomly gets stronger over time. Like, this is the dumbest, dude. Can you believe a character in Dragon Ball, right, who is not Broly, can randomly get stronger over time, just randomly? Like, he's fucking alive. Like, he's stronger like 5 seconds, right? He's stronger 5 seconds in the so he's stronger now than he's like 5 seconds before, like in the past or some shit like that, right? So anyway, Ganos randomly gets stronger over time. That's stupid, right? Broly's all over this fucking arc, isn't he? Not only that, like, once he transforms into this chicken shit, no pun intended, once he transforms into that, his transformation is not alien-esque. Once again, it's just like these motherfuckers are just like anthropomorphic animals from Earth. There's nothing alien-esque about them. You don't believe that they are aliens, and because of that, you don't believe the convention of the world that Dragon Ball Super takes place in. You don't believe that shit. It's just like I was saying with Liquor. I love Liquor's design, right? I think he was the best design god Destruction, but I wouldn't. I would change that shit. He just looks like a fucking Kitsune from Earth, and that's kind of like what Ganos is. He's just a fucking overgrown chicken man from Earth. He's not a Universe 4 nigga. I don't know who the fuck that is, right? He doesn't look like an alien to me. He's not an alien. As far as I'm concerned, he's just like one of those anthropomorphic animals that you can see back in early Dragon Ball. And for some reason, like, went away when Z happened. But anyway. But more important than the transformation is the fact that this dude just randomly gets stronger. What kind of fucking ability is that? That's so stupid. That is literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. A guy can just get stronger by doing nothing, right? And I probably shouldn't say nothing, right? Because in Kanzenshu's like episode summary, Herm said that there was actually 2 reasons for like why he's getting stronger like so fast, like in this tournament. But even that explanation was dumb. The reason for him getting stronger, according to the Kanzenshu summary, because I didn't see this in the episode. I probably missed it, or I wasn't paying attention or something, right? The reason for him getting stronger is even worse. It's because of 2 reasons, right? 1, he's young, and 2, the tense atmosphere of the tournament. Do you know how stupid that sounds? Can you just think about this for a second? Some dude, right, is randomly getting stronger in a tournament because he is young and because the atmosphere of the tournament is tense. So he's eventually going to be able to challenge, he might be able to challenge Goku and Vegeta according to Roshi, because he has this power to randomly get stronger. And that to me is just fucking hilarious. Like, that is such a, it's stupid, right? It's a stupid power because it just does not fit in at all within Dragon Ball. Like, Frieza didn't have that, Cell didn't have that, Buu doesn't have that, but some random motherfucker from Universe 4 named Ganos, who just transforms into a chicken, has the power to randomly get stronger. Because he's young and because of the tense atmosphere of the tournament. Do you, like, this isn't, see, this shit, Super is just extraneous material at this point, honestly, right? Like, it's not the fucking official continuation of Z. Like, there's no way. Get the fuck out of here. Like, that is bullshit. You serious? A motherfucker that can blow up planets with, like, 1 finger. People that are stronger than him never had this ability. But some random dude from Universe 4 who gets kicked out in the first, like, in the only episode in which he fights, right? Who's, I guess, believed to be the leader. From what I understood, from like when I saw like all like the character sheets and everything, the leader of Universe 4, this motherfucker gets knocked out in that episode? This shit is so bad. Ganos? Like, I thought this dude was gonna do some shit, but nope. No. He just randomly gets stronger over time. I'm Ganos, and now I'm gonna get beat by like fucking Master Roshi. I'm not even gonna get beat by like some somebody worthy, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, you gotta properly scale your opponent's power, right? They have to be proportionate to the main cast in some respect. This shit getting stronger over time for no fucking reason, that is... Anyway, so that's another reason why the episode was terrible. Now, the biggest offense that the episode did was Roshi's speech, right? The whole Roshi speech to the whole death thing, right? That, to me, like, if you're a Roshi fan, like, honestly, I would feel offended. Like, if Roshi is your favorite character in Dragon Ball, and you watch that scene, you should feel offended. You should feel offended. Oh, actually, no. Before I get to that, right? Before I get to that, right? This motherfucker Ganos, right? Before he loses, right, to Roshi at the end of the episode, he's getting picked apart by Roshi, right? Like, so basically, like, Roshi's like beating his ass, right? Or at least he's like dodging him, pretty much. Then all of a sudden he goes like, Mother! Powers up, cackles with the electricity, right? He's cackling and the electricity like fucking like overtakes him, or like starts to like glow around him, right? And then he starts beating on him. So Roshi is like, yeah, you're my bitch. No! Ah! Electricity, boom, 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 boom. Roshi's like, now my bitch. That's basically what happens. Fucking, oh, you heard my friend's Nakama bullshit. Which, for the most part, never really invaded Dragon Ball. If at all, really. Maybe once with Gohan, I would say, is like the only time that I can think of. But, or like when Gohan was young, but... That... God, goodness gracious, dude. This episode, man. I can't... Well, I'm already 20 minutes into this shit. Mother! Ah! Boom, boom, boom! Now I'm suddenly beating you for no fucking reason. Well, actually, no. There is a reason. He's randomly getting stronger, I guess, is the explanation. But it's so stupid. You just can't think that this is a good story. You can't think that this is a good episode. I'm sorry. You just can't look at Ganos just like pull that shit out of his ass and just be like, oh my god, this is such a great episode. I'm randomly getting stronger over time. Because I'm young and because the atmosphere of the tournament is tense. Try telling that to fucking Gohan during the Cell game, right? He was young. He had the tense atmosphere of the tournament. Was he getting stronger? No. He wasn't getting stronger. Maybe he was getting more accustomed to Cell's fighting style because Goku had fought him before. Maybe that's the only improvement. But he wasn't getting like randomly like stronger. Of course, you know, succeeding that makes him a Super Saiyan 2 at the end. But that's a whole different shit. That's something completely different than what fucking Ganos is doing here. Like, you just see that. Ganos gets thrown into a fucking cliff by Roshi. He just powers up and starts beating on him. That's so stupid. That's literally so dumb. Like, I shouldn't have to explain, like, why that just doesn't work in a Dragon Ball story, right? At the very least, it doesn't work in a Dragon Ball story. I shouldn't have to explain that. Anyway, back to Roshi's speech, right? So, this shit, if you like Roshi, this should be like an insult to the character. Roshi's speech is terrible, and it's a complete failure of understanding Roshi's character, right? Here's the thing. Roshi's most philosophical moment, right? His biggest character moment. If you wanted to go to one panel, right? Besides, and that where you could take Roshi's character seriously, right? And I'm obviously, like, this happens in Dragon Ball Part 1 because he doesn't really do anything, if anything at all, in Z, right? But Roshi's most philosophical moment, right, is during the 22nd Budokai Tenkaichi, right? Budokai Tenkaichi, right? During the World Tournament, right? Where after he loses to Tien, right, Ten Shinhan comes to him, like, outside of the ring, right? It's before Goku and Krillin fight, right? And Tien asks him, I'm gonna like intersperse between Tien and Ten Shinhan. Tien asks him, I'll probably just stick with Tien because it's easier. Tien, right, asks him, like, why did you disguise yourself? And Roshi says that he did that because he wanted to show and teach Goku and Krillin that if he just enters the tournament, right, and he had lost to Tien, like, as himself, then they would understand, they would lose sight of their ambition. They would win the fucking tournament, right? One of them might win the tournament, and then stop trying to, like, train for greater heights, right? The fact that he says Goku and Krillin were the ones to teach him that is a failure of the lore. It's a failure of understanding the lore. and it's a failure of understanding his character. That is a failure of respecting Roshi's character. That should not happen. That is like you've already like Super has already failed to respect like the characters of Dragon Ball anyway, right? They reverted Goku to like this dumb, basically like retard who wants to click like Zeno's button and doesn't know that because Zeno's there, like he'll. I don't even want to talk about that moment. So there's that, right? He hasn't kissed Chi-Chi. I don't know, the stupid shit like that, right? He's like motion sick now for I don't fucking know why. That didn't even work within the manga either, honestly, considering that he's a good driver. So there's that. Vegeta's back to like fuck Kakarot mode basically, or at least early on he is. Piccolo, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with him. Gohan, I don't. Gohan seems to be like somewhat pretty good during this arc at least, but so yeah, I mean they basically like reduce the characters to like just caricatures of themselves and not living, breathing characters that have natural and organic dialogue, like when situations arise, basically, right? The fact that Roshi said Goku and Krillin taught him to reach new heights, that is not a good look. That is not a good look, right? Because he was the one that taught Goku and Krillin that, right? That's why he's like when you talk about like Goku as like a martial artist, and you talk about the ending, like when he leaves with Oob, right? Where he's a master and Oob is a student, right? Or I should say the student, right? Like he's the one, Goku is training him basically, obviously for like a future fight, but also to be like that next generation sort of like fighter. Like should the Earth ever be in trouble again, you're the one that has to defend it, right? Like he's trained Gohan, right? He's in some respect trained Goten and Trunks in the ways of the fusion dance, and he's even training Goten at the end of the manga, right? Roshi saying that is so important, not only to Goku's character, but for the whole entire like message. The fact that you said that the student was the one that taught Roshi that, King Ryu, or whoever, like if you just had to write some shit, I don't know. That is a failure of respecting the work, right? And the thing is, Toriyama himself doesn't respect his own work, right? And that's fine because like, well, actually that's not fine, but it's not fine, like that's not good for us fans, but you know, he's the creator and he's admitted that he's not a real mangaka and that he's not really attached to his characters, right? So like the way that he writes is very like loose and very freestylish, right? Okay, I understand that. But to destroy a character, like I'm not gonna say destroy a character, but the fact that you didn't understand that, right, just goes to show like you don't understand the series. And again, like I said, every King Ryu episode that I've seen, it's just like Goku and Vegeta, like these dudes aren't like, what the fuck did they do? These you half, not even half, more than that, 80%, 90% of the dialogue in this fucking show, right, would never fly in Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. That to me was the disappointing part. Let me turn off this Discord. Total lack of respect for Roshi's character. The fact, like, that's literally the most important character moment for Roshi, in terms of like serious moments for that character, right? I would say arguably the only other thing that can rival that is his death against Piccolo or King Piccolo in the next arc. But even then, that doesn't really have. No. Actually, no. The moment where he knocks out Tien, I think, is important too. But people have always said like Dragon Ball, right, doesn't have enough like philosophical or like complex or like any sort of like pieces on like human nature or anything like that. And to some respect, they are right. But it's always had like these quotes that like can at the very least imply that shit, right? Like, it scratches the surface on that stuff. You have this quote by Roshi, right? You have the thing about, like, Piccolo saying, like, curse your fate, as do I, right? You have Goku telling Frieza that you got lost in your own hubris and greed. You have Vegeta saying, like, before his death, like, the whole, like, take care of your mother and all that. You have, like, all that shit, right? I should say, like, Piccolo speaking about Vegeta, like, when he's about to kill himself against Buu, right? You have those moments. And that's really, like, when you care as much about a series as much as I do, and you see that shit happen, you're just filled with, like, disappointment, and the opinion of Super goes lower. Now I can't help but think about, like, the Goku Black stuff. The whole Zamasu arc, because the Zamasu arc, I remember, like, I was pretty okay with it, like, in the beginning. Like, sure, when I did my whole arc review, I realized, like, that wasn't the case. But because I started to, well, actually no, that wasn't the case. It only really started when Super Saiyan Rose stuff happened. But the arc was fine on its own until then, and now you have Roshi's. Now they have them getting a wrong character moment for Roshi. So yeah, so that sucks. That sucks for them to, or at least for it says that King Ryu wrote the episode. So it sucks that King Ryu had to, like, I don't know. I don't even know if retcon is the right word. Goku and Krillin didn't teach him shit. He was the one that taught him that, and they got the moment wrong. Kind of, like, desecrate that whole character moment for him. So like, that's something that's very, it makes me angry, and it's very disheartening. Anyway, I'm almost done. So this has been going on for 30 minutes. So there's also Super Saiyan Goku being bound. So, like, when Goku tries to say Roshi's being bounced up by some blue guy who's, like, I don't know, he's like some fucking, like, gel, I don't know, goo stuff, right? He's kind of like Bluetooth based, basically, and he's holding Super Saiyan Goku back. Yeah, I mean, people say power, and I've said it before, but people say power scaling, ha ha ha, burn it down, and okay, fine, you can believe that, but it's like I said, if you truly believe that, then when Yamcha or Chaozu defeats Frieza on Namek, like, you would be okay with that, and yeah, you're okay with that. You're okay with Chaozu pulling some shit out of his ass to beat Goku, to be stronger than Super Saiyan Goku on Namek and kill Frieza. And I'm not twisting your words. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. That is what you believe. That is what you are saying. Like, imagine that imagine that scene, right? Imagine that happening on Namek when Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan against Frieza. Do you think that Goku would be under the same fucking situation that this Goku is in right now in Super? Being bound by some blue guy with some fucking Bluetooth based, right? Or can you imagine in the Androids arc some shit like that happening? Some blue guy comes in and, like, uses his body to wrap himself around a Super Saiyan's body and they can't move, right? Just some fodder, no name ass fuck, like some stupid fuck, right? Some random universe who'll have a name, who'll have some video game attack, and then just get killed off. And obviously, Goku breaks it by going Super Saiyan Blue, but he shouldn't have to go Super Saiyan Blue to break that. He shouldn't have to. Obviously not. Like, there's some, I mean, if the dude is that strong, show he is that strong, right? Like, hype him up or do something. Anyway, yeah, so then the last thing is Roshi's whole death scene. That was horrible. So you have an episode called Roshi's Sacrifice. He doesn't end up being sacrificed at all. There's no sacrifice of his in the end anyway, so dumb episode name. Horrible death death scene, because we know the dude's not gonna die. We know he's not gonna die. It just makes me laugh, hurt, mad, all three of these, that people actually like got emotional over this Roshi scene. It's just like, you know, this motherfucker. It's not even about like death and resurrection with the Dragon Balls and all that. It's like, you remove all that shit, you look at that scene, and you know Roshi is going to be okay. He's not gonna fucking die, you dumb fucks. He's not gonna die. There's just no meaning to that scene. It's just superficial, overdramatic bullshit. There was this whole scene, like, his glasses drop. He's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Blah, yada, yada, yada. It's horrible. It's just an excuse to make Goku cry / sniffle as an adult. That's all it was. That's all it was. That's really all it was. Oh my god, we're showing like new character emotion for Goku, when really you aren't, because he's already been able to show sadness when he's a fucking adult. But, you know. Of course that motherfucker was like, you know he wasn't gonna die. It was so obvious. And the fact that he doesn't die in the end just goes to show, like, that whole scene was worthless. It's a worthless ass scene. It's horrible. So yeah, shit episode and all. Shit episode, like, very meh episode. Yeah, so I hope that, like, that doesn't happen for the next episode. So, but yeah, the next episode preview is Goku and Vegeta fighting some sniper. Jesus Christ, a Dragon Ball episode where Goku and Vegeta fight a fucking sniper. With the power of gods, these motherfuckers have fought Frieza, Cell, Boo, Beerus. Now there's an episode where they're having trouble with the fucking sniper. Absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 writing, Toei. A fucking sniper. Jesus Christ. These motherfuckers will never learn how to properly make people proportionately strong to the main cast. It will never happen. It will never fucking happen. Ugh, fuck. I'm fucking dying. Okay, anyway, this is like depressed laughing right here. Just seeing, like, I've been complaining, but like this episode was just like, that was so huge. That I'm embarrassed as a Dragon Ball fan, right? To if I were to get someone new into the series, right, and tell them to watch every episode, and they had to watch that fucking episode, I would be embarrassed. I'm completely, like, I didn't have anything to do with the writing of the episode, but I am embarrassed as a fan to even say, like, I've watched that shit. I'm completely embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for myself. I'm embarrassed for Toriyama. I'm embarrassed for Toei. As much as I love to shit on modern Toei, it's just, that's enough of my fucking bitching. I'll see you guys whenever the fuck I see you.